Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Trash Talking Podcast. I'm your host, Stu, or you may know me as SMTV. I've invited a very good friend of mine onto the podcast. You may know him. He's that guy over on YouTube that I definitely didn't rip off at any time throughout my YouTube career. It is, of course, Simon Bond. So he's been on the podcast a number of times before, but we've never actually done a Who the Fuck is Simon Bond episode. So today we're going to really get to know him. We're going to see where he started as a content creator, how he's progressed, and how he's feeling right now about where he is on his YouTube journey. We're also going to take a look at his musical upbringing, see what kind of music he listened to when he was younger, his first album, his favorite performances, festivals, gigs, everything. We're going to cover everything. And because it's me and Si, we're probably going to end up talking a load of old shit. So hopefully you like listening to a load of old shit. Sit back, relax, and let's get to trash talking. Yes, it's trash talking time, baby. But before we start, we need to thank my incredible patrons. There's a number of you now, so thank you all so much. Honestly, cannot thank you enough. It's thanks to you guys that I can continue doing this. I love you all so much. A number of you in the SMTV Appreciation Society, which is £1, and then a few more of you are in the £4 tier, which gives you the podcast shout out. So we have Chris. What up, Chris? We have got, of course, Ethan Brown and the legend that is Sean Schofield, Jaggy Sean. On top of that, we have the legendary, unbelievable, superhero-like 2. I'm trying to freeball this and just see where we land. But the 2 guys that are absolute heroes of this channel, they've been with me for a very long time now, and they really do help out more than you could ever imagine. It's, of course, Alexander Toon and Vicky Rutter. Thank you all so much. There's no SMTV without you guys. So, it is officially the end of 2024. How has another year come and gone? I have no idea. But it's the festive season. If you're listening to this after Christmas, I hope you had a very good Christmas and a wonderful New Year. If you're listening to it before Christmas, fair play, because I'm recording this on the 23rd. So if you manage to squeeze this in the next 48 hours, then hats off to you. You are obviously a saddo and have no life. But anyway, some exciting news for you. I've been doing some work with an incredible clothing brand called Broken Day Clothing. They contacted me and asked if we could do a collaboration. And of course, I was more than happy to abide. And we've designed a rather sexual t-shirt. So if you want to check that out, head over to my Instagram. It would be smtv_IG. I've posted a picture there. I've sent a couple out to the awesome guys who are on the top tier of the Patreon, and it'll be readily available from the start of January, direct from Broken Day Clothing. Right, that's enough plugging. I've plugged you enough now. So I am going to hand over to future Stu and, future Simon. Take it away, guys. I'm officially recording. So, here we are. I'm joined by the one and only Simon Bond. Hello and welcome to Trash Talking Podcast. Once more, how are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah. What was I on last time? we talked about aliens and the thing, didn't we?
We did. We had that
Yeah.
lengthy discussion about movies, and it was nerdy, but it was great. That's just what we are.
Oh yeah.
Couple
I loved
of
it last
fucking
time.
nerds.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on. Can't believe I'm invited back so soon.
That's right. Absolute pleasure. I'm not going to pretend you were my first choice, but here we are. No, so we've got Simon on today. He's obviously been on before, but now we're going to be asking, who the fuck is Simon Bond? So you've probably all seen him on YouTube. He's that guy that does the Download Festival videos, Bloodstock videos, and a number of other videos as well. I was flicking through your channel, and Some of your earlier ones. I mean, you even did a bass cover at one stage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you've covered, pardon the pun, all bases really. So what made you want to actually start it, and what made you think, festival content is the way to go for me?
Um, just because, to be honest, I just copied Chid's vids. If I'm perfectly honest, I saw his whatever it was. I actually filmed loads of stuff in 2016 for a vlog, and
Yeah.
I just put it up on YouTube. I didn't really think it wasn't a vlog. I was doing it on my GoPro, and I put music over it. There was no sound. And then literally that year, I was like, I watched some stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this Chids Vids guy is great. He talks to the camera. That's what I should be doing. And that's what I did. But I waited ages. I'd done it a little bit in 2017, then a little bit in 2018, and then 2019 I actually started to do a few videos, and then 2020, 21 here and there, and then it was only really 2022/2023 that I actually started. But in hindsight, I should have started a long, long time ago, because I've been recording stuff for ages, just not putting it out to anyone. So yeah, but yeah, Chids, I've told him this on multiple occasions. He will vouch for it. I have said I just basically just ripped your video off and went, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, rip that guy off. It's we're like the trifecta, aren't we? You ripped off Chids, and I ripped off you ripping off Chids, and this is where we've landed.
It's just
Luckily,
everyone. Yeah.
luckily, like you're nice about it, and we can just be friends instead of like cussing me and Ben cussing you.
No, that's all YouTube is. It's just people stealing from other people. I mean, it's just a giant thievery ring, basically. So if you're not stealing from someone on YouTube, you probably should be, because that's the only way you're going to get big, is if you steal ideas from other people.
That's it. I'm still after My Apprentice, so if you sat there thinking, I wouldn't mind doing some videos, hit me up.
Yeah, yeah.
If I cough throughout this, you're going to have to forgive me, guys. I've picked up some kind of lurgy just before Christmas. But do you know what helps a cough? A drink. And I notice you've come prepared with the water, but my wonderful wife went shopping the other day and bought me some beers.
Nice.
Festive. So here we have, if you can read that backwards.
I've got it forwards.
Oh,
Drop a Yule log. Yeah.
So we've got a lovely bottle of Drop a Yule log with a festive poo sat in there. So we're going to crack this open and talk some shit.
I'll keep drinking my my water.
You enjoy your water. I should have updated the memo to tell you it was a beer kind of chat.
I don't have any beers, so
no festive beers, no Christmas beers.
No. I've actually got some really. I've got a cupboard full of booze, like spirits. I mean, there's Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker Black Label. I mean, people bought me so much stuff this year that I haven't drunk. I am sorted for next year festival season. I don't need to buy anything, dude. Got it all. So, but just haven't touched it. This year's has not been a big drinking year, because obviously Vicky was up the duff. So I wasn't drinking because she wasn't drinking. So we just weren't drinking. So I'm just sitting on a whole load of alcohol.
So next year we're going off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for
Big
sure.
time. Big time.
Perfect. Well, if people are wondering, why have I got Simon on? Why are we as close as we are? We met through Dear Download, didn't we? So one of the years, what would it have been? 20. What are we in 24 now? 23. Was it 22? Maybe
22. Yeah, it would have been because we only started in 21, so it would have been 22. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's so weird, like looking at how fate works. I was just driving home the one day, going down the M6 and just doing Siri saying, play a Download Festival podcast. And a number of others came on first, I won't lie, and I listened to them. They just weren't great. I won't name them, but you can figure it out yourselves, I'm sure. And then we landed on Dear Download podcast, and I just started listening to your back catalogue, and you kept mentioning the Discord. So one time, finally, I thought I'd check you out. And it's so weird. I can vividly remember where it was that I actually joined the Discord and got talking to everyone. It's bizarre, really. But I came on, helped you out with the Discord, and ever since then, we've been inseparable. Here we are. Yep. So that's how we've landed here. And ever since then, I've stalked you, joined in the managed to get into the inner circle somehow. I don't know how. And yeah, we frequent
He
the
had to go through a series of tests, and then it kind of like there were hazings, like you get in fraternities. There was all sorts of stuff that happened that he had to go through to get a nap. But now we've done the ceremony, in the masks, the dancing ladies, all that. It's all through. Yeah, watch Eyes Wide Shut. It's very similar to that. That's the sort of process that he had to go through.
Certain things we can't actually discuss.
Yeah, we can't say on here.
So we taught download then. So what was your first ever download?
The more time goes on, the more embarrassing it is to say, because then people know how old you are. My first download was 2005. So
oh wow,
I only missed the first two. I remember I had the poster of 2003 on my wall, and I was like, oh man, I wish I went to that. I have to get into this. But yeah, so 2005. And I wasn't even planning to go. It was a present from my girlfriend at the time. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we used to go to, I'll just say her name. Her name was Paula. We were like a gig power couple. So living in London, two emo/screamo, hair done over. I was wearing makeup. She was wearing makeup. I was wearing size 10 girls jeans. That's how tight they were. We were just every day in Camden, every day seeing a gig, just being a power couple of rock. And for my birthday, she knew that I wanted to go to download, and she bought me a ticket, which is still this day, one of the nicest things anyone has ever done for me or bought me. And I was literally blown away. And she wrote a letter that said, I hope you're really excited, I hope you like it. And then she listed all the bands that I liked that were playing the festival. It was literally like the sweetest, nicest thing. It was amazing. And that's how I ended up going to download for the first time. Then we went, and I was like, okay, this is unreal. I'm bringing all of my friends next year. So from then on, I convinced about 25 of my friends to come the next year.
Wow. To have 25 friends to start, that's impressive. It really is. But it's nice to bring your friends along as well. And I think that's a good thing about download. Like, we're just constantly bumping into other people that we know, that we've met along the way.
Oh yeah, it's weird. Back then, it didn't feel like a sense of community. It just felt like a festival. It doesn't. It had a different vibe to what it does now. Then it was a bit more chaotic, a bit more sort of everyone's in it for themselves, but we're all kind of here together. The first few years of download did not have a very community feel to them. That built up over time, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it for sure. And from there, you've obviously frequented a few other festivals. You're not just the download guy.
No. Well, we'll talk about some questions you got from me later. One of them being related to the first ever gig I went to was actually a festival, but we'll get into that later. But yeah. Just I the ones, Glastonbury is still on my list. I just really want to get there to experience it. I just really haven't had a chance, and it's so close to download, which we have to go to. I know I'm saying I have to go to download. Technically I do, because I do a podcast about it and a lot of my channels about it, but I would love to go to Reading, and maybe one abroad as well. One in Europe somewhere, Hellfest or Rock am Ring or Rock am Park or any of those in Germany or France. I would love to go to festivals. So yeah, done a lot of them, but there's still a few that I want to tick off the list to say that I've done. But yeah, then it's just smaller ones that you'd want to go to.
Yeah, we've still got time. I'd like to think we're still young enough. Let the kids age a little bit, let them grow up, and then we can run away.
Oh, yeah, then we can go and take acid at Glastonbury and just freak out for the day. It'd be great.
Exactly. So we'll just take a trip back to YouTube again. So in the early days, was it harder to find the motivation to do the videos? Because obviously that was the initial getting your name out there. I'm not sure what your original interaction was with your audience. Did you see that people were instantly interested in the videos you're putting out, or was it a bit of a slow start?
It was really slow. It was only because I think, and I didn't realize I was doing this. I'd done a couple of videos, put out a couple of I went to Berlin, I went to Clearwell Caves in Gloucestershire. So I was putting out loads of GoPro footage stuff. And that was the reason why that wasn't getting any views is sort of just being a YouTube novice. I put loads of songs over them, and all the songs were copyrighted. So
okay.
YouTube wasn't pushing out any of my videos because it had copyrighted music on it. I didn't know any of this at the time, so I was looking, going, this video has 150 views. And why this video is awesome? Why does this only have 150? Because just those sort of rookie things. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to start talking to the camera. And in 2019, and I didn't notice that I was doing like a build up to download video in May. I didn't realize, of course, that's when everyone's going to be online looking for download stuff. So all I'd done was just done a video at perfect time, and I think it got like 5k views, and I was freaking out. I was like, because all my other videos were like 198 views, and all of a sudden one of my videos done 5k, and I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. And that's when that gave me the motivation to start do it. But I didn't see real numbers until I was being really, really consistent. Like, consistency is the key with YouTube. Like, if you're not going to put videos out consistently, and you're not already a big name, you're not going to make a dent, I don't think, in getting people to come to your channel, unless it's some sort of stuff something that's related to something that's actually happening at the moment, like something big happens or whatever. But yeah, so 2023, I mean, unreal.
Man.
I got like 2,000 subscribers. I had like 200,000 video views. It was just absolutely mad in 2023. And then it's gone down a lot this year because I've only put out 28 videos.
You're a busy man.
And some people might be like, oh, well, that 28 videos is quite good. But it's not in consistency, because I missed loads of weeks. Loads of stuff was off. I wasn't promoting it. I wasn't doing all the stuff that I should be doing. So yeah, it comes in waves. But I think if you're going to start a channel, as long as you're consistent, I think you'll see the numbers go up. But at first, you know what it's like. You put out that first video and no one watches it, and you're like, this is so depressing. I worked really hard on this video, or done all the research. And but I'd say one thing that I'll say to people is, this is what I've noticed. The video you work hardest on will get less views than a video you just throw up randomly. I can guarantee you, the video you throw up randomly, everyone will watch. The video you spent hours looking into, recording, editing, that one won't get as many views, which is horrible. So you really have to enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, you know, you see a lot of people start a YouTube channel, they put up 3 videos, you never hear from them again. So, yeah,
that's right. Consistency is key. And then, as you say, like, just do what you want to do. Like, you can do like the weirdest shit ever on YouTube. There will be some other weirdos who want to watch that shit. So just do what you want to do, and people will come. Exactly.
Just look at your own. Look at the stuff that you watch. I watch stuff. I'm like, how have 170,000 other people watched this video? I'm like, there is no way this many people like it, but there is. There are that many people on YouTube that do like it. So yeah, just do what you like.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, what kind of? I mean, obviously we've mentioned Chids there. What other kind of channels do you think inspired you to start doing what you were doing? Can you remember?
It was just a lot of random ones, I think. I don't think, you know, you look back now, if I was to go back through my channels, it would probably be people that aren't even doing anymore. I was just watching just random stuff. And, you know, obviously Chids was the one that I remember because he had the most character out of everyone. But I wasn't watching, like, I mean, to be fair, I was watching TPD in like 2016, which is probably quite early. But at that time, they didn't have the following that they did now. They were just another set of lads that were doing vlogs. So I wasn't going, oh God, these guys are going to be huge. I was just saying, oh, they're funny. Look at their videos. But again, they've been consistent and they've done really well. So yeah, it was just Chids really that made me want to do it. And then just loads of other sort of stuff that I listened. And I was an avid sort of, you know, Kerrang and Metal Hammer reader as a kid. So I was just thinking, well, I can help people with this, sort of like a magazine, and tell them maybe what to bring or what to do, or what this would help or that would help, or, you know, give them advice like a column in a magazine. So that was also another sort of thing to say, hey, maybe I should do that sort of stuff on the channel. And I mean, there was obviously people before me, but I did notice a lot more people started doing it after I did, just saying.
Was that mentioning no names, or?
That was not aimed at you.
No, okay. I'll take it.
That was aimed at other people. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone else except for me. Yeah, okay.
Everyone else
Right.
except for Stu, obviously.
Yeah, fuck those guys. So Simon's YouTube, that's one avenue, and then came another very successful avenue, of course, Dear Download. So I've got a very loose understanding of how it came to be, but can we delve into the birth of Dear Download? How did it actually come around?
I was promoting. See, I was doing work. I was doing leg work for the videos. I was putting my video on the Download Reddit. I think they like remove it after a while, but I was just shoving it on there anyway. Like I don't care if it gets me more views. I don't care how they'll people will view it and then they'll remove it, which is fine. But I put it on there, and then I put a question to everyone saying like I can't remember what it was. It was like, oh yeah, name your. I'm going to do a video. You guys tell me which bands you would love to see play Download, or bands that haven't played Download yet. And Adam Cox commented, and he said, oh, I can't remember. It was like Deadlock, all those fucking weird Swedish bands that he likes. Like he listed all those, and then I got a message from him, but it was on Facebook, so I couldn't. I had to go into message requests to see it, so I don't think I saw it for a few weeks. And he just said, hey, dude, I watched your videos. You seem like a really cool person. I want to do a podcast, but I tried to do it by myself and I failed massively. So I need someone else to sort of bounce off.
Yeah.
And obviously I was like, who the fuck is this weirdo messaging me about doing a podcast with him? Like, I don't even know you. So at first I was a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'll speak to you. And then we done a Discord call just like this. And we chatted and got on straight away. Like instantly, instant rapport, liked a lot of the same stuff. He had the same feelings. I mean, I could see that he looked at some things in completely different way to me. So that would be good for the podcast. And then we said, look, we'll do one and we'll see if it's good. If it's terrible, then we won't do any more. And then we done the first one and we were like, do you know what? That actually wasn't bad for two people and that's why we called the first episode. Oh God, what was it called? Something about friends, people that haven't met yet. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
But it was just about
friends are just people you haven't met yet. Something like
that's
that.
it. Yeah. And I said it'll be really good actually because we'll get to know each other as the listeners get to know us as well.
Yeah,
so
that works
I think
well,
that helped. That really helped the first like 20, 30 episodes because we were still getting to know each other, and then everyone else was sort of listening along because I was like, oh, I didn't know that about you, or do you like this band or that band? I know him obviously a lot better now. He always comes up with some weird surprises, but yeah. So it was just a coincidence, really, like just how we met and just how a lot of people from this world see. Chids is a really, really good friend of ours now. I randomly, saw him on YouTube, and 2-3 years later, the man's at my wedding. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking weird how the world works and how you get in contact with people. But yeah, it was really good to get in contact with Adam, and I think that boosted my YouTube. Yeah. And the YouTube boost helped the podcast. So they sort of, for a while, they're a little bit more separated now. I think people like one thing and other people like the other. But to begin with, they did really, really help each other get people to listen to each. So, but yeah, I mean, Adam's great. You couldn't really ask for a nicer guy, a funnier guy, you know what I mean, to get on with. And but yeah, at first I was literally like, who is this weirdo, mate? Who is this fucking weirdo? I don't know.
But it's so good that
chance,
like absolute randomers, like you said, people getting to know you as you get to know each other. For some people, that would be, no, I'm not doing that with someone I don't know. You'd have to have like a real rapport with someone before you'd even consider suggesting, oh, do you want to do a podcast? But for Adam to approach you just not even knowing you, but it's just worked perfectly. I mean, you're saying episode 1, friends are just people you haven't met yet. Episode 1. How many episodes have you done to this day?
85. Let me search. I can't remember. It's 85, 86. But anyway, yeah, it's around there. It's like 86, I think. So we're coming up to pretty much 90. It's 84. So 84 we're on at the moment. 85 will be the next one. So since 2021, we've been doing them every couple of weeks and leaving gaps. I mean, we're nearly up to 90 episodes.
Yeah, which is bizarre. Yeah.
and I still love sitting down with him, love
Yeah.
talking to him. We love chatting to people, and the following's just got bigger and bigger. So yeah, I feel like it's still got a lot. We are gonna stop numbering the episodes after 100 though,
Okay.
because I feel like then people that come in new feel like there's too much to
Oh, I
catch up
see.
on.
Yeah. Too
So
much
we're
back
getting to
catalogue to not
100.
be educated on.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're just going to get to 100, and then we'll name them internally, but you
Yeah.
guys will only see the names of the
the
episode
headline,
rather than
yeah.
the numbers. But to get to 100 is a big feat. I mean, I think they said that the average podcast lasts 12 episodes.
Yeah.
So to get to 100, yeah, pretty insane.
It's something special. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it's funny that you've brought that up just now, because I was, much like any other content creator, you ask anyone out there that's done any kind of content creation, you lose the love for it fairly quickly, because as we've mentioned, those first few steps, when you first start in it and you don't get the immediate comment saying this is incredible, I love it, bring on another one, you do definitely lose the love for it. And you mentioned that in one of your more previous episodes, saying the average podcast only lasts 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say this is going to be episode 15 of the Trash Talk.
Oh, well, there you go then. Look at that.
We've broken through. We've broken through the wall, so we're here for the long run, I'd like to think. So, but yeah, it's great to have Dear Download, because it's gone from, as you say, just a couple of dudes who met each other on Reddit, to you look at the community that you've got behind you now through the Discord, people chatting there every single day, and then we have Bloodstock and Download. Not even just the festivals, to be honest. We're posting in there saying, "Oh, I'm going to this gig tonight. Anyone else going?" And they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going." Saying, "We'll meet up for a beer before." It's like,
Yeah.
it's like it's like a condensed Facebook, if you will. Like it's a perfect community of people that just like the stuff that you like and go to the things that you go to. So it's got to be nice to have gone from, like I say, a couple of randomers. You got to have a bit of pride looking at it now in what it's become, and how like you've built this actual community around it.
Massively. Even when
Yeah.
the first few people came on the Discord, I was like, Adam, people are actually coming on here.
Yeah.
People are actually joining. And then loads of people joined. And then we were like, oh my God. And then we done the first Dear Download meet up at Download. And that was legitimately one of the greatest moments I've ever experienced. It was just like, I can't believe we've brought all of these people together, and everyone is just hanging out, drinking, talking. Everyone's been talking for months online.
Yeah.
And then we done the one this year, and it's like every time it just, the mind boggles, and you see the same people, and I look forward to seeing these people at the festival.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this group of people and just chat to them, and everyone's excited because you're already at Download. Yeah, it's actually amazing what it's turned into. I mean, we've got ideas to take it to new heights possibly, but yeah, we don't we don't know where the ceiling is.
Yeah.
But if it was just to stay a little small community and us doing this podcast, then great. If it's to go to other places, then cool. But yeah, I'm just excited about where it is now. And, the fact that we can make merch and everyone buys it, and
Yeah.
just stuff like that. You're just like, we fucking sold out of t-shirts. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Like, how have we done this? So yeah, I'm always just so happy with it. And to be honest, Adam does most of the work.
Yeah.
I'll have to give him props. He does.
He's a geezer.
He does all the admin. He does all the editing. I'm just the talent. He calls me the talent.
Yeah.
I come on and chat breeze. He does all the work in the background, and I reap all the benefits.
Yeah. That's it.
That's what happens. So
You stand up for the round of applause at the end.
yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, me, for all my hard work. Although Adam done all of it. But yeah, I have chipped in with a lot of stuff. But yeah, the brunt of it, it's all because of Adam. If there was no Adam, there would be no podcast at all.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So thank you, Adam. We love you.
Fuck you, mate.
Nah, fuck that guy. So yeah, to go from such humble beginnings to being invited to Download Festival, not only the festival itself, which is obviously incredible, but to be invited to the media day. And you're saying that, correct me if I'm wrong, but you says that's like something you wanted to do previously, saying you've grown up with Kerrang and Metal Hammer. You always wanted to have some kind of involvement in music in some way, whether it's interviewing bands or going and checking out gigs. To be invited to pretty like high end. Like it wasn't every Tom, Dick, and Harry there by any means. To be invited to a Download Festival meeting regarding the
Yeah.
festival itself, that's got to be an awesome experience, surely.
All the stuff that we've done at Download, like playing the festival, doing the podcast live at the festival,
Yeah.
being invited to all these days, we now have a very good relationship. And I go up to people that work at Download and hug them and speak to them for as long as I possibly can, because I genuinely like these people. I have a friendship with some of these people. That's the sort of thing that you wouldn't have told Simon at Download 2009, who was absolutely pissed off his tits, walking around saying, "Oh, I fucking love this place, man. I love all my friends and all that." That his mind would have been blown if I told him that I would have been behind the stage, or I would have walked around, the artist areas, or just all the crazy stuff that's happened in the last few years. My mind would have been blown to all. Now I have to act professional, not freak out, not fanboy too much, and do all that. But on the inside, I always am. But I can't. Every time that happens, I can't believe it. So who knows what's going to happen next year? I don't know. It might just be you're attending year, which is fine for me. I don't have to have that sort of access every year. But when you do get it, it is wild. Yeah,
special. That's it. But yeah, I mean, we do like to cover the festival, but we still do like to get rather merry and, have a good old time as well, I must say.
Oh, my God, yeah.
We're going to delve into some of the questions I've sent you over, if we can do. So,
yes.
For those who've listened to episodes in the past, we have a set amount of Trash Talking podcast questions, and I feel like you're going to take us down a real trip down memory lane, because you're a man of deep... what the fuck am I saying here? You have got a lot of musical history. Pretend that sounded really impressive. Okay. So,
yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask a number of questions. So the first question is, what was your first ever album?
First ever album? My first ever album... Is it... Do you want... Okay, the first ever album that I bought myself... I don't remember what year it was, but it was the dance duo 2 Unlimited, the Belgian Dutch dance trio 2 Unlimited, their album No Limits.
Yeah, No Limit.
That was the first CD that I ever went into CD shop. Mum went, pick a CD.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, yeah, give me that 2 Unlimited one right there, man. And I was listening to it today, and it's full of bangers.
Is it?
It's absolutely full of bangers. Yeah, it came out in 93, but I don't think I bought it until probably 94, 95, I want to say. So it's probably a year or two before I started high school, when I first really started actually having my own kind of music and stuff.
So how old would you have been at that stage?
12 probably.
And that was 94, did you say? Sorry.
94-ish, yeah. So I would have been 11 or 12 at that point. So yeah, just before sort of starting high school. Started high school in 96.
Yeah.
So just before that bit is when I started getting into it. And then the first metal or alternative thing that I bought, I didn't buy it actually, I got given it, was Iron Maiden's live album, Live After Death. So that was the first album I got, and I was like, okay, this is metal, is it? Okay, sweet. And then I was like, yeah, this is the shit. This is amazing.
This is what
So I actually heard Iron Maiden's live album and versions of the songs before I heard any of the actual versions of the songs. So whenever I listen to them now, there are still a few moments when I hear the bits
like the
that Bruce is doing on that live album. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, man. So at least
cool.
you didn't go down the dance route anyway. You managed to swerve that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good though. I listened to it today. I was like, there is, oh man, tribal dance. Whoa, what a banger, mate. No Limits as well.
What's the name of the group?
2 Unlimited.
2 Unlimited. And then the songs, There's No Limit. That's the only song I know, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's a banger. But that album's got some other good shit on it. I was pleasantly surprised listening to it today, thinking this is actually a really good album.
Yeah. Awesome.
So even then I had good taste. So.
Yeah. I mean, did your parents bring any kind of metal rock into your life, or?
Oh yeah, like we would listen to music all the time. Mum a lot of the stuff that I like, I still like my favorite bands now. She was a massive Queen fan, Genesis, Dire Straits, Meatloaf, Fleetwood Mac, Bryan Adams. So all of that, like rock and then into sort of that 80s pop stuff. That's the sort of stuff that she loved. So we did listen to a lot of that. I was brought up that. My dad as well loved rock music. He loved like White Snake, ZZ Top, and all that sorts of stuff as well. So we were brought up with rock music in the house, just that I'd never sort of owned anything myself.
Gotcha. So it was that Iron Maiden that really kind of like set you on the new path.
Yeah. Then I picked up a couple of Metallica singles, and there was no going back. That was it, bro. That's in. It.
Awesome. So from that then, first ever album, awesome. What was your first ever gig or show? Can you remember?
Yeah, I remember because I got the list up right. So it was in 1999.
Okay.
So how was I then? Like 14, 15-ish, around there.
4 years of age.
All right.
I had a beard. I already had a beard. So
yeah, you had more beard than me. I can guarantee it. It was Party in the Park in Hyde Park.
Okay.
In London, right?
Right.
Listen to this lineup.
I'm ready for this.
Because it's like a day festival at Hyde Park. Used to be called Party in the Park. They don't do them anymore. I think they've done them like late 90s into 2000s and they stopped. But this is the only one I went to.
Can I try and just guess a couple? See if they're on there.
Go on. So see if they're on there.
So this may be going too early to be fair, but I'm going to say Craig David.
No.
Boyzone.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. I've got one.
Yeah. Oh, mate, you were spot on with that one. Oh my god.
Come on, just give me one more, and we'll move on. Jerry Halliwell.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm fucking right. Okay, I'm not even joking. You've got two of the people playing right. This lineup: Martine McCutcheon, Texas, Ronan Keating, S Club 7, Boyzone, the Brand New Heavies, Jerry Halliwell, UB40, Steps, Madness, and Mike and the Mechanics. Also, a secret Ricky Martin set.
That sounds honestly incredible. I'd take that now. Like if there was like an additional day on the end of that, sounds like very Bloodstock, doesn't it? Bloodstock could surprise people with something like that. If that was about now, and Georgia, my wife as well,
pretty
she'd
much
kill
have,
for that.
You could have any of those bands play at Bloodstock, and people would be like, "Yeah, why not?"
That's so Bloodstock. But that's a good start. That is awesome.
Yeah, I don't remember anyone. I remember Ricky Martin. I remember UB40. I remember Madness the most, and I remember Ronan Keating singing Roller Coaster. Those are my only memories. Just gotta ride it. But yeah, so I was like, I didn't know what to expect from live music. Like I'd heard it before the Iron Maiden thing and all that, but I was blown away by just people playing instruments, it being live, the light show being really good, the amount of people that were there because it was Hyde Park. It was like, it wasn't just like going to a small gig. I was completely flabbergasted by that. But then a couple of years later, I'd obviously turned full metal, and then the first alternative show was Godhead, Disturbed, and Marilyn Manson at London Arena, January 2001. So that was the contrast. First. That was the contrast, dude. 2 years later, and you did because 2000, we were like bang on the bands, listening to everyone like Papa Roach, Linkin Park, all that. But we didn't have any money because no one was working. We'd only just left school, so we had to wait about a year until we all had enough money to go to gigs. And that Manson one at London Arena, it's not even there anymore. It was the arena that the O2 would have been when the O2 was still the Millennium Dome, and then there was an arena just across from that, which was just basically a big shed. Yeah. And it was London Arena. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool, man. And it's nice that, like, Manson in particular, the fact that he was one of your first alternative shows and you're still mad on him now.
Oh, yeah.
I always like that when that happens.
That's like prime. That's like prime Manson. That's like Hollywood era,
Yeah.
Guns God Government tour. You know, when he was absolutely fucking incredible live. That was like peak Manson. So yeah, I came in at a good time, I think.
Yeah. Awesome. And now look at you. All the bands that you've seen now. Do you keep any kind of ticket stubs or anything like that?
Yeah, I've got the ticket stub for that downstairs. I've got I've got a little I've got them all of them from back in the day. Obviously, you barely get ticket stubs now, but I've got like a collage that I made. It's got like from like early 2000s, like MTV presents Limp Bizkit, June 2001. Like Rammstein, Bleeding Through, Marilyn Manson, Korn, like just Linkin Park, fucking everyone in the early 2000s that I was really fucking lucky to see all in one sort of thing. Deftones. Yeah. Dude, I was, being at that age when you were the perfect 18 in like, 2002, it was just everyone was around. Yeah. Just you go to a festival, everyone's there. You go to a gig, everyone's there. We were just lucky.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, looking at those gigs as well, what you must have been paying like 17 quid to be seeing those bands at that time.
God, well. Dude, I swear to God, it says on the Limp Bizkit one like £15, like £15 to go to Limp Bizkit at Wembley. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's crazy.
We've been absolutely ruined. No.
Oh, let's not get started on that, man. We'll start. Oh God, I'll start smashing my face off of here and shouting about gig tickets and pricing and all sorts of rubbish.
Fat cats, fuck them. Next up, what was the best gig or show you've ever been to?
This is too hard.
Yeah,
it's too hard. But I want to mention one thing, because I was thinking earlier like about your downloads, about your sort of stuff like that, right? But I always remember this run of bands. So I would say that this is probably one of the best days at a festival I've ever had. Yeah. So Download 2007, headliners were My Chem, Linkin Park. That's the best Linkin Park show I've ever seen, and Iron Maiden. So already that's really good, right? But this run of bands on the Sunday, I remember just staying at the main stage and being like, I don't understand how this has happened. So it was Chimera, Papa Roach, Mastodon, Lamb of God, Stone Sour, Killswitch Engage, Evanescence, then Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, like it just aligns perfectly, doesn't it?
That is absolutely unreal.
And that was all main stage.
It's all main stage. One day on the Sunday, down in 2007, and I remember all of us just going like, "This, I can't believe that lineup is just all in one run together." So that for me, I've enjoyed a lot of downloads overall, like the bands, but from being one day where it's just stacked top to bottom, I remember just having the best time with all my friends, sitting there drinking, just having the best time. It was really nice and sunny that day as well, and it had been overcast the whole rest of the time. Yeah, that is just the most unbelievable day. Yeah.
Good memories. That's it. I mean, we can sticking on that. I mean, I know this is probably going to end up being the same answer, but have you got a best festival of all time? That can be Bloodstock, Download, Trees. Is there like a specific year that stuck out and you think, that whenever I think of Download Festival, that is the year I think of? Anything like that?
Yeah, Download 2009. I think for the amount of fun I was having, the amount of people. I mean, there was about 40 of my friends there. Yeah. It was unreal. The pictures to this day, I still look at and I think, I can't believe we got this many of our friend group to go. I mean, it was pretty much everyone. I had so much fun with everyone. I still have vivid memories. I met friends there. Yeah. Like Sammy and Sherbert that are still great friends of mine to this day. We met at that festival. Just so many stars aligning at the time. And, Faith No More, Slipknot, Def Leppard, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Killswitch, Manson, Whitesnake, Prodigy, Pendulum, Trivium, Meshuggah. You could just go. The festival was fucking. They were ridiculous. From about 2005 to 2010, Download was ludicrous lineups. So yeah, I think overall the performances, the sort of memories I have, so many things that our group still say to each other come from things that people said at Download 2009.
Yeah.
And it's just the one I remember most vividly, even though it was one of the ones where I was the most hammered the entire time.
Oh, early downloads were just filth, weren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like we've grown older and wiser. We know what our bodies can and cannot cope with.
Can't do. Yeah. Although I feel like I've taken it so easy the last 2 years. I feel like I'm due. 2023 was just so big and vast. I was just knackered. And then this year with Vicky being pregnant, I couldn't really get that pissed. We went to bed early. I'm not saying that's not her fault, but like we knew we were taking it easy.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm due getting trashed at download year because that has not happened. Yeah, a dirty 2022. I was pretty mashed the entire time. So I feel like 23 and 24 have been real sort of take it nice and easy. I think hopefully maybe next year I might start to ramp it up.
Yeah. I mean, Bloodstock always ends up being the rough weekend, but I agree with you. We do need an adventurous weekend at Download Festival. We do tend to be on our better behaviour for Download for some reason. Something about Bloodstock that just brings out like the feral beasts in everyone.
It's true.
It is.
When you've got a horn in your hand and you've got some mixes and some spirits, you just want to go for it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
When you're trying to drink your friend's piss, that's when you know that you're ready to have a good time. I mean, you don't care about anything. You just want to drink your friend's wee.
I love that because you say, like, as if he said to you, "Go on, drink it," but you were okay. Context. He was smelling Ben's wee because it looked like I don't even fucking know. It looked horrendous.
It
looked
man
like
was dehydrated, wasn't he?
It looked like iron brew or something like that. It was rough. So I was like, "Let me smell it." And he smells it. He's like, "Shall I drink it?" So let's not try and put Ben under the bus by suggesting that he asked you to drink it.
No. He didn't want you. Both of you were saying, "Don't drink it.
Don't touch it.
Don't drink it." And I was like, "No, but I want to drink it. I want to taste the salty goodness of it." Luckily, I didn't drink it.
Think of the electrolytes.
And obviously, you know, it's a good time when your friend is repeatedly smashing a bit of meat into the floor and basically having a temper tantrum at the same time. That's when you know you're on board for a good weekend.
That's it. Ridiculous piss, grilled broccoli, and beating of meat. That was this year's Bloodstock.
That describes it perfectly.
That's like the three headliners of Bloodstock this year.
Yeah, I don't remember that many bands. I just remember those three things happening.
Yeah. Right, so I'm going to test your knowledge. I've just got a load of download posters here, so I'm just going to randomly pick a year. How do you reckon you're going to go on? Do you reckon you'll do?
Oh my god! Okay, this is a bit.
You just got to pick. You just got to tell me the headliners. So here we go. We've landed on 2016. Can you tell me the three headliners?
2016. 16.
This was the year 16. That they had the memorial.
16 was Rammstein.
Tick.
Black Sabbath.
Tick.
Oh my god, who else played in 2016? 16.
It's got to be the easiest one ever.
It probably is the easiest one. Why would I have gone in 16?
Just name a download headliner.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I know already.
Yeah.
The worst Maiden show I've ever seen.
Didn't it absolutely piss it down?
It was just a horrible show as well.
Yeah.
It was everything. I hate Download 2016.
Yeah.
It was. I had fun on the first day, and then it was basically just like a punishment the entire time for being there. It was like, you paid your £300 for this. Now everything is going to go wrong with this festival. Yeah. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy your weekend.
Not fun memories.
No, and that was my first one back. I went in 2013, and I came back. It was terrible. And then I luckily came back the next year. I only got put off for life for going back to Download.
So we'll do one more. I'm going to
Right,
do one that I remember fondly, actually, and I know you were there
go.
yourself. It's probably going to be an easy one. It
Do you?
is 2021.
2021. What was that?
Curveball.
Pilot.
It was the pilot, yes.
Oh, the pilot. Who headlined the pilot? Oh, okay. No, I think I do remember. Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes,
Correct.
Bullet,
Correct.
and Enter Shikari.
He smashed it. Look at that. I knew there was a reason I brought him on. I'm even going to give you one of them bad boys. Okay.
I know. I'm sad. I nearly forgot Iron Maiden until I was prompted. It's because I've
of all the
honestly
headliners,
tried
you
to
couldn't
erase. I've really tried to erase that show
Yeah.
from my memory. So I had to unlock a few doors to get to that one again.
Right. So we've landed at the final section of the questions. We're going to do Desert Island Discs. So I've asked you to give me 5 movies and 5 albums. And if you were to be deserted on a desert island, this is all you'd have for the rest of your days. Would you like to start with movies or albums?
Whatever you want.
Should we do
Whatever
movies?
you fancy. Take your pick. Yeah,
Let's do
that's
movies. No. Have it. Please tell me your 5 movies.
I've gone a certain way with this one because I thought, okay, if I'm stuck on an island, I don't want samey films.
Yeah.
So I've picked an action, a comedy, a thriller, a horror, and a sci-fi. Because I thought if I was stuck, I'd want a mix. So I'd be like, oh, I want to watch the sci-fi, I want to watch the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've done with it. So action, I've gone for Heat, which,
Okay.
I mean, dude, come on, man.
Is that with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson?
No, what movie are you thinking of?
You've obviously got the wrong Heat. No, I don't know.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I haven't seen Heat. Or is it
Are you thinking
John
of,
Malkovich?
Are you thinking of Die Hard?
John Malkovich, no? Oh, yeah, Die Hard.
No.
I'm not thinking of Die Hard.
Samuel
I haven't
L.
got Die Hard mixed up, no.
But you've just said Samuel L. Jackson. The only two films that Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis have been in. Oh no, they've been in Unbreakable, Pulp Fiction, and Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
See, it must be one of those you're thinking of,
though.
though.
What about John Malkovich? Is he in it?
No.
No? Okay. Tell me about
He
the film.
has Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like the two of the best actors of our time in the same fucking movie, dude.
Yeah.
You've never seen
I've never
Heat.
seen. No. When was this film
Have
released?
you played Grand Theft Auto 5?
Does this film exist? Yeah, I've played GTA 5.
Yeah. That is the whole story.
Oh, okay.
Well, a bit of the story and a lot of the action scenes are based on the movie Heat.
Okay. So I need to watch Heat then?
Dude, you watch Heat, you'll recognise so much shit in there from GTA. Yeah, there was a massive influence on the guys at Rockstar for doing GTA 5.
Oh, okay.
But
cool.
it is legitimately as well, you will be like, this movie is absolutely unbelievable. So it's about Robert De Niro plays like not a hitman, but a hired gun. Basically, he goes and robs banks and does jobs for upper people, and then Al Pacino is a police officer. So at the beginning, they do like they do in GTA, where you have the trucks and you've got to ram the armored car.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's all from Heat.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the game, but it's all from Heat. So they do that, but it goes wrong. They shoot some police officers, and Al Pacino's character comes in and sort of tries to figure out who did it. And it sort of builds in a massive showdown at the end with those two and loads of stuff. But yeah, as far as action movies go, I think it's, with a couple of others, one of the greatest action films of all time. I mean, if you haven't seen Heat, fucking hell, you have to watch that film. It's unbelievable, dude. Yeah,
it may have to be a Christmas
literally.
viewing then. If you're saying it needs to be watched so much, then I obviously need to watch it, don't I?
Yeah. Oh, you will, dude. You love movies. You're gonna love this film.
Awesome.
Yeah, you'll be banged. As soon as you see those two, De Niro and Pacino, acting off each other, you'll be like, yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah.
This is all for me, mate.
Awesome.
So yeah,
that's
so
the
that
action
one
choice.
for action.
Yeah.
That would cover me. For comedy, I've gone with Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Nice. Proper
Which,
light viewing, that is. That's nice.
Yeah, great film. You know, great references. affected loads of movies after it. The performances are great. Still makes me laugh a million times. Just the stupidest shit in that film. And yeah, it just like it makes me happy watching that film. It's almost like a comfort movie for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it. It's just got so many classic moments with the car and smashing, and it's so good.
Yeah.
And I always think about the scene in the museum when they're looking at the picture of the little girl, and it just keeps zooming further in and further in and further in and further in with the Smiths, Please Please Please, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. So
referenced by Family Guy as well, that is.
Yeah. This is why I love Family Guy as well. Like I was pissing myself now. Like it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect.
I can just imagine
but
you on your desert island, long ass beard, long ass hair, in a loincloth, just dancing along to Twist and Shout as well.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. That would be a dream of mine, to reenact that scene.
Yeah.
In real life and have everyone going that mental, because that's a great song as well. But yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me in a month's time, all of these may be different. But at the moment, this is my one, because like me, you love movies, and your favorite movies change a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but that's the comedy.
Good choice.
Thriller, I've gone with American Psycho.
Oh, incredible film. I love it.
Although you could say it's a comedy, because it's fucking hilarious as well.
It depends how you what kind of frame of mind you're in, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because if you could look at it and think, this is really dark and sadistic and weird and twisted. But then if you look at his performance, it's so fucking hilarious, man. Like, the bit at the end when he's on the phone just saying everything that he's done, it's absolutely the most comedic acting I've ever seen. Like, it's weird to see someone being so serious and so funny at the same time. Yeah, like Christian Bale is a great actor, but it's just a bit when he's like, I may have ate some of their brains. It's just like, it's like a sitcom. The acting is unbelievable. So yeah, no, I really like the film, and I like I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's kind of did it happen? I don't know. There's some theories. I watched it with Vicky those times, and we're like, well, it could be that because he's from a really rich family, and then he meets that woman in the apartment when it's all been painted, and she's like, you better leave. And like, could be that he's got such high family that they've covered it up, or it could be that he's imagining it, or that he, just has these dreams, or he's covered it up and he doesn't know he's doing it. There's so many theories to American Psycho. And kind of weird that it's such a brutal film, and brutal towards women, and it was directed by a woman.
Oh, is it? Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So she's done a great job. It's a fantastic looking movie. I always think about that bit at the beginning when he talks about doing 1,000 push-ups a day, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's absolutely shredded in the film. It's like, can you imagine doing 1,000 push-ups every day? I
could never. Not that that's a surprise to anyone listening, but no, I couldn't do that. Really? You can do that? No, I couldn't. Now, good choice. I think I need to watch that again, because I think that's a film that George has never watched either. So I think that may be an educational viewing that we need to do, definitely.
Oh, yeah. You watch that film, and whenever someone asks you where you're going, your instant reaction will just be, I have to return some videotapes, because that's the best response to anyone saying, where are you going? So, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you get from that film. So yeah, that's the Thriller.
Out of interest, sorry, have you listened to the Ice Nine Kills song based off that film?
No, I haven't really listened to Ice Nine Kills that much, if I'm honest. So, not because I don't like it, I just haven't. Yeah,
because their whole premise is their songs are based off horror, thriller, whatever, and they've got a song called "Hip to Be Scared," and it's obviously like hip to be square.
Square, yeah.
I'll have to send you that. You'll have to listen to it, because having it fresh in your mind, it's a good listen, because it's all full of references and whatever. So I'll send you that. You'll listen to that. So.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, I'll listen to that. Right. Any relation to the film, I'll be very, very happy listening to it.
Right, next film, if you please. Is this film number 3? This is film number 3.
It's film number 4.
Is it? I do.
Yeah,
apologise.
we've done 3 already. We've done Heat, done Heat, Ferris Bueller's, and American Psycho.
I'm a dreadful host. Please, number 4.
Number 4, This time horror. I've gone with The Shining.
Classic.
Yeah, I love Stanley Kubrick. I was watching Full Metal Jacket on the sofa the other day.
Yeah.
I watched Eyes Wide Shut as well because technically it is a Christmas movie because it happens at Christmas.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, let's put on this lovely, weird fucking film at Christmas time instead of watching, I don't know, Scrooged. I'll put on Eyes Wide Shut. But yeah, I think that The Shining, I just think that the performances in it are absolutely unreal. And the torture that Stanley Kubrick put everyone through on that when he would just rile up Jack Nicholson and just everyone else
Apparently
on set
it was
just
horrible.
to get them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was awful. Yeah, it was really, really awful. Shelley Duvall, who plays the wife, apparently he just literally tortured her the entire time to get the performance out of her. But holy hell, she can act. Fucking hell, can she act? Because you know, when you see sort of scared women in movies, there's a lot of overacting.
Yeah.
Well, it's not believable, but I think it's one of the most believable performances of like a mother that's sort of terrified in it. The kid's really great. The story's great. Jack Nicholson is just horrifying in the film. And again, it's one of those sort of open-ended ones where you're not quite sure what happened. You know, the picture, how was he there? Is what on earth is happening? But yeah, just everything about it. Stanley Kubrick's a great director as well. Great vision of space. One of my other films was 2001. Yeah, Stanley Kubrick can do no wrong in my eyes. But yeah, The Shining is a staple of mine around October, like horror season. We just go, let's stick The Shining on and watch it because it's just great.
It's great, but it's like it's such a chill film to watch at the same time. I can imagine like just devouring a pack of biscuits and drinking multiple cups of tea, like watching The Shining.
Just watching The Shining.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, because it doesn't really ramp up into sort of terrifying right until the end. So it's quite calm the rest of the time. I suppose with the sort of generation we have, the TikTok generation, it would probably be way too slow.
Yeah.
There's no exploding robots or masses of CGI every 5 seconds to keep the OCD or the...
Basically, it's a good film.
Whatever. It's a good film.
The modern generation doesn't know what a good film is because it's all just green screen and shite.
Listen, hey, I love trash as much as the next man, okay? There is some films out there that I absolutely love where someone would go, that is pure trash. And I'd be like, yeah, but I love every second of it. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, talking about like green screen and practical effects and everything, it's always so refreshing when a film comes out and it's annoying really because it's like it's big news where it's like this film was made with practical effects, like it's this new incredible thing that they hadn't been doing decades ago, but it makes the film so much better. Like the newest Alien, Romulus. I don't know if you've caught Romulus yet, but
no,
a lot of that is what you'd expect to be CGI is purely practical effects, and it makes the film all the better for it. So.
It's better to mix. Like the last 3 Star Wars movies were not great by any stretch of the means, but they looked really good
visually
because they mixed a lot of practical and a lot of VFX as well. But they merged the two, so it's harder to tell when things are and things aren't. And Alien Romulus, I think they just done, it was just backgrounds and some other stuff like that was CGI. The rest of it was pretty much practical. But you'll be surprised what they CGI though. In some movies, they'll like do it all practical, but then they'll like CGI the light switch. Yeah. Or like they'll do practical for the whole bottom of the set, then they'll CGI the top. It's like, there's not much logic behind these. It's like you're just CGIing the weirdest shit now just to get work for these 13. You've seen the crawls at the end of Marvel movies. It's like 13,000 people have worked on this movie because there's so many effects in it. It's fucking hell.
You just got a name there, light switch design.
I reckon if you went up to one of these Marvel movies and just added your name to a list, you'd get paid and you'd get a credit because they have no fucking idea who's working on these things.
Just picking up royalties for the rest of your life. Yeah, I was actually telling a story to my wife the other day. There's a guy that used to come in to help us in music technology when we was in sixth form, and he had such a generic name, Matt Smith. I mean, he could have been the Doctor, but Matt Smith. All he'd do, he'd gone IMDb and searched Matt Smith, and if there was anything that was relative to what he wanted his career to be, he'd put it on his CV. So, according to his CV, he worked for Rockstar on the audio department, when in reality he didn't. If anyone wants to use that as an idea, go for it, and then just try and bullshit your way into your dream job.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Isn't it?
Oh, I've been bullshitting my CV for the last 10 years,
Yeah.
so bullshitting it to get into this job, bullshitting it to get into the one before that.
2015 to 2024 YouTube superstar. Ongoing.
Continuing, yeah. Yeah, do what you want in your CV. Make it up. They never check. You just chat breeze.
So,
And have I got one more? I do, don't I? And sci-fi. I mean, science fiction is my favourite genre, so I could have picked. You know, there's probably about 20 movies that I think are the best that I could have picked, but this time it is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
okay.
Which is kind of like a submarine. If a submarine movie was based in space,
Okay.
it's very slow. It's very tension building. It's very character driven. Yeah, it is an absolute masterpiece of a film. And the Blu-ray, just looks absolutely gorgeous. They updated some of the like rear screen projection and some of the stuff like that just to sort of bring it up to speed.
Yeah.
My God, that's a nice looking film.
What year would that have been?
1982.
And
So
is this
yeah,
Patrick Stewart we're talking?
No. This is William Shatner. This is before. This is way before. TNG didn't start till 1987.
Okay.
So
I'm completely
this is
uneducated in the world of Star Trek, so you'll have to excuse me if people are listening as super fans.
yeah, I honestly think if you like science fiction, I think you get a real kick out of watching Wrath of Khan. You don't really need to know any of the characters before because everything's set up for you.
Yeah.
It's got a great bad guy, great effects, great fight scenes. Acting's absolutely top notch. Yeah, it's a really great film. I love it so much. I've got a poster of it in my front room framed. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites all time. And the Blu-ray really does look spectacular.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one that I watch, a couple of times a year at least. All the Star Trek films I watch over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that one I could just watch that film over and over again, which is why I would have it on a desert island. But yeah, so yeah, action, comedy, thriller, horror, sci-fi. I think that covers
Awesome. Covers all bases. Can we just
good
get a
bases.
rundown of those one after the other if we can?
Sure. So action is Heat. Comedy would be Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The thriller would be American Psycho. The horror would be The Shining. And sci-fi would be Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Perfect. That is good old list of films. I'm saying that having not watched 70% of them, but I trust you. Right, I'm going to just throw a curveball in. What are you eating whilst you're on the island? What is
What am I eating?
Bond's meal of choice? Let's just do. What do you reckon? Should we do 3-course meal?
Yeah, okay.
Come on,
Okay.
hit me.
I'm trying to think of things that I cook really well. For breakfast, I can just... what can I do that's really good? Do you know what my favourite thing is? Just a bacon or sausage bap.
Yeah, it's classic.
Bang. Or an egg. Egg and bacon,
Yeah.
or egg and sausage, or whatever way you want those way round. Just that in a nice bit of like a fresh roll.
Yeah,
Bang.
nice.
That is that and a cup of coffee. That's the best start to the day.
Mm-hmm. Any sauce?
I would never do that. Not I'm oats and everything normally because otherwise I'd be a fat boy. But on the weekend, that's a treat. That's a Saturday breakfast. Yeah. That is.
Okay, love it. Any kind of sauce on the sandwich? What we say? Are you a red or a brown?
I would do sriracha on the egg.
All right then.
Because that's just, you've got to put sriracha on your eggs, boy. Any type of egg, you whack sriracha on it. So it'd be sriracha and then a bit of ketchup. And then on another day, if I was feeling fruity, then it would be brown sauce. Yeah. But that's a once or twice a year thing. But most of the time, yeah, a bit of sriracha on the egg, ketchup, bang.
Nice. Like it. Quite making me fancy one tomorrow. I'd say one tomorrow, but it's Christmas Eve tomorrow, and I'm considering scranning the rest of the day, so... Maybe not. So you've given me breakfast. What are you doing? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Go on then. What are you having for lunch, mate?
Lunch, something nice and light. You don't want a heavy lunch.
Okay.
So I am a salad boy. So I would say, I don't know, like a Caesar salad or a tuna salad or an egg salad, any form of salad with a sort of main, bit of chick, bit of egg maybe, tuna, any of those three. Nice and light, fills you up. That and a nice healthy juice or something. I don't know, like an orange juice thing. Because then you're full, but you still got loads of energy to go on through the day. You don't want to have a big lunch, otherwise you will be lethargic as hell.
Just full of carbs, like chasing after a hog with a stick.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No. Right. What are you having for din-dins?
Din-dins, I would do my specialty, which is spaghetti bolognese. So, yeah, my version of the spaghetti, which is basically a cribbed version of my mum's version of the spaghetti bolognese. But yeah, spag bowl is one of my sort of things that I do well. Whenever we have people over for dinner, I will cook them a spag bowl because I know they're going to like it. It's going to be good. It's something that I've just like mastered throughout the years. So yeah,
any
definitely a spag bowl.
Hints and tips to get the perfect spag bowl?
Yes. Dash of ketchup for sweetness.
Okay.
Because you you don't want it to be too salty. You want it to have a little dash of sweetness as well. You can even put a little bit of mustard as well, which gives it like a little bit of edge. But I'm talking little bits. I'm talking like a teaspoon's worth, not loads, just a little bit. And also, always, this is going to sound like you shouldn't do that, but if you're Italian, I have Italian heritage way back. It's not really relevant that it's so far back, but it probably is relevant with the features. But I feel like you can't do a fully good one without celery.
Right, okay. Like a proper ragu.
Finely chop the celery. I mean, chop the celery that it's basically see-through because that will thicken up your base so much. And you need to fry that, first of all, with the onions and the garlic at the beginning. Don't get it to brown, but get it to soften. Then whack the meat in and then go your sort of normal. But honestly, it doesn't make that much of a huge deal to the flavour, although it does add some, but it will thicken up everything so much. You can still have obviously runny sauce around it, but I mean like just the texture of the meat and everything will just be so much nicer if you use really, really finely chopped celery. So that's just a couple of, if you want to do it Simon style or, proper Italian style. Italian proper style, they have carrots and celery. So it's completely different to the way that we've sort of taken it and gone off of it. But yeah.
Well, for anyone else, that may have been boring as fuck, but that's going to be how I cook spag bowl from now on.
And you can't have spaghetti. You got to have tagliatelle, man.
Tagliatelle.
That's how you do it, bro.
Well.
You give tagliatelle. You don't fuck around. You get tagliatelle in there. That's what you want. Yeah.
Right. So don't fuck about. Have
That's
tagliatelle.
fine. Don't fuck.
Stop messing about now. Come on, behave. Have tagliatelle and watch Star Trek and, just be more Simon.
That's literally me with tagliatelle. We've done this as well. Sat there with that, watching Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan. That's just like my perfect night. Glass of wine, spag bowl, stick on Wrath of Khan. Oh man, I'm in heaven.
That sounds dreamy, to be fair. Let's not beat around the bush.
It's good.
Right, so we know what movies and what meals you're going to be having. Shall we do the albums, please? 5 albums that you'll be taking to your desert island.
This might be even harder than movies. So I've chosen 5. Again, I tried to sort of spread it out, although 1, 2, 3 of these albums are from the 80s, 2 are from the 90s. So I've just tried to pick albums that I absolutely love that I go to over and over again. First one being Genesis. The album is Duke. So we're talking 3 albums after Peter Gabriel left. And the band went down to obviously Phil Collins being the singer rather than Peter Gabriel. And it just being the 3 of them rather than the 5. he talks about this album in American Psycho.
Oh, does he?
I just realised. Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. He mentions Duke. So this is a very Patrick Bateman moment because I'm going to do exactly what Patrick Bateman wrote. But yeah, I feel like Phil Collins' songwriting took a step up. It's just as he was becoming a solo artist as well as being in Genesis.
Yeah.
So he, the first Phil Collins album sort of around that time as well. And he'd just broken up, just got divorced, I think, as well. So it's just like plenty of fuel on the fire to write a really great album. It's like kind of experimental. It's quite 80s, but the melodies and that, you could sort of play it now and just be blown away by it. But I'm telling you what, this album on vinyl is just, it's probably one of my favorite vinyls that I own. My God, it's a great sounding album. But I just love it. I love how the songs flow into each other. Yeah. Each song goes into the next. His vocals. And then I think the breakout hit from this one was Turn It On Again.
Nice.
Turn it on again. That's right at the end of the album. So yeah, this is an album I can listen to over and over again because his vocals are just unreal and the band are great. So yeah, Genesis Duke, definitely coming with me.
Yeah, awesome. You say Turn It On. Is there any other standout tunes off there that you can name? I'll very much
Misunderstanding.
With, Genesis and like Peter Gabriel and all that, but I couldn't name tracks off there. Turn It On.
What else is on this album? Misunderstanding was the first radio hit that Genesis ever had. It was also their first album to go to #1 because they were like a weird prog band before. They weren't actually a poppy band. Yeah. They only started to get poppy as they went into the 80s. This was early 80s, so they were still a little bit progressive, but with elements of pop. Yeah. And then obviously, I think the album afterwards is when they really, which was Genesis, when they really started to go into sort of the pop regions. What else on this? Yeah, Misunderstanding would be the only one that people would know, that and Turn It On Again. But all the rest are just really great flowing tracks, honestly. I think if you like anything 80s or if you like Genesis or Phil Collins, Duke is
anything
up
Phil
there
Collins
for me,
touches is like gold dust.
Gold. Gold. We had Phil Collins live in Berlin in 1991, I think it was, 91 or 1990. We had that on the other day. And we ended up just dancing around the front room.
Well, Easy Lover, Another Day in Paradise. Even like the Tarzan soundtrack is incredible.
That's great.
Anything
it's
he
fantastic.
touches is just absolute.
I'm actually my toilet book at the moment is Phil Collins' autobiography.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. I'm only about quarter of the way through, but the back of the book is great. It's like, yes, it's me, that guy that popped up every few years in the charts and annoyed everyone because his songs kept on getting really popular. And I love the way that he looks like an everyman. Like his voice, if you close your eyes, would have you believe he's like the best looking person you've ever seen because his voice is so beautiful. But you look at him, he just looks like the guy who's sitting in the back of the pub.
He looks like the sound engineer, doesn't he? Like...
Yeah, the sound engineer, which I think is one of the reasons why he got so big, because you're never jealous of him because he looks like everyone else does. So everyone was just like, he can sing. But he doesn't need to look good. Doesn't matter.
He looks like me. I like this guy.
Yeah, exactly. I could be this guy if I had that voice because he's not spectacularly good looking. Not he's bad looking, but he's not good looking in the general sense of the term. But yeah.
Awesome. So album number 2, if you please.
Album number 2 would be Faith No More's Angel Dust. Probably the most influential album for me vocally. Yeah. If I'm looking for any inspiration or this is the album that inspires me the most vocally when I listen to it because I am so jealous of Mike Patton's voice and what he can do and his harmonies and his range and his creativity, just everything. Every time I need a creative spark, I will put on this, and then I will write 3 sets of lyrics and vocal lines afterwards. Not copying what he's done, but
inspiration from.
It will just inspire me to just be better and think outside the box more and try not to be like everyone else, basically, which is exactly what Mike Patton is. But yeah. one, this album also was
Go on.
in one of the Kerrang. I can't remember what Kerrang it was. It's a shame I don't have it anymore. But Ian Watkins listed this as one of his most influential albums.
A couple things you got in common then.
So I've got one thing in common with Ian Watkins.
Okay, just one thing then.
Just one. Just one. Just one. Just one. But yeah. So, but yeah, I love this album. I think I don't think there's a better alternative. I mean, this really spawned what nu metal became, I would say. This is because it was 92.
Yeah. What notable tracks you got there?
I'm trying to think of ones people would know off of this.
I mean, for me, I only really know, was it Epic from Out of Nowhere? And then the incredible cover
they're off the first album.
Easy.
So you might know Midlife Crisis.
Yes.
So yeah, Midlife Crisis is obviously one that got big. Everything's Ruined, that had a video that came out at the time. And Easy, their cover of Easy is on the end of this, obviously, which is a lot of people know them for. Yeah. So you probably know those tracks, but I think it's one of those albums you'd listen to and you'd be like, oh,
I know that.
I actually know that track. Yeah, it's one of those where they've been played and listened to and referenced by so many other people over the years because it's still such an influential album even today that you'll probably be like, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. You know, you just know more than you would. But yeah, I think that it's great. I love the cover. Everything about this album is great. But yeah, for me, it's massively influential. But yeah, I could listen to this over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, awesome. We need them back at a festival, I think, because we saw them one year. It must have been, 2018 maybe? And they were awesome on main stage. I don't know if you were there for that year.
No, that was 15.
Was it that early? I didn't realise it was that early. But seeing them, I wasn't a fan by any means, but to see them on main stage was really something special. Yeah. I think they'll be back. I just don't. The unfortunate thing is that Mike Patton does so much other shit. Yeah, he's a busy man.
That they can never. He's always doing Mr. Bungle, or he's doing Tomahawk, or he's doing his own shows, or he's fucking singing with an orchestra in full Italian. Or the guy is a genius. He can just do anything. So he just chooses not to do Faith No More. Yeah. Although in 2022 or 23, they updated their cover picture with a new symbol, and everyone went fucking mental because they were like, oh my God, they're going to come back. There's going to be a new tour, new album. Just nothing happened. No. They just changed their profile picture. It's like, for fuck's sake, why would you do that? It's so annoying.
Teasing us all.
I know, fuckers. The next one will be another 90s, sandwiched in the middle, another 90s one. It is Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell 2.
Part 2.
Not the first one.
No.
2. Not the first one. Don't get me wrong. The first one is a classic, amazing, incredible album as well. And I rank this one just slightly higher because it's heavier.
Right.
And I like the ad libs. I like that it starts with I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. It's the first song, and it's like, let's just start the album with a 12-minute song. Yeah.
And what a song!
Let's not fuck around here, boys. Yeah. Let's not. Nah, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna say, do you know what? The first opening track of this is gonna be 12 minutes.
What a start!
Awesome, and I just it's great. I just have the bollocks. It's just like, let's just start with a 12-minute track.
It's one of those songs where as soon as it starts, you know exactly what it is. And you're going to have an incredible time listening. As soon as you hear that piano at the start, forget about it.
Yeah. No, forget about it. I think it's just a tour de force. I love the heavy guitars. The solos on it are unbelievable. It's just a fantastic album. I like the first one, but the first one is very 1970s. Yeah. It's great, and it feels more show-like because Jim Steinman did write both of them, but obviously he was writing shows and stuff as well. So, but I do feel like the second one has that 90s heavier guitar sort of edge, and I feel like his vocals are nicer and angrier at the same time, which is why I prefer Bat Out of Hell 2. And I did actually watch an interview with Chat Pile.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And their singer Ray Gunn said that one of his favorite albums is Bat Out of Hell 2, and he prefers it to the first one. And I was like,
Me too.
I have never heard anyone else say that. Literally, no. Everyone I've spoken to, no one else has said they prefer the second one to the first one. So I was blown away by that because I was like, there is someone else in the world that likes the second one better.
Yeah.
But also, it's because it's early 90s. It's one of the fucking hardest, most expensive fucking things you can get on vinyl.
Oh, is it?
And I don't want to repress. I want an original version. And it's a fucking, like, the 90s was just such a shitty period for vinyl because CDs were just way in.
Yeah.
Trying to get anything 90s. Oh, actually, do you know what I found today in a secondhand shop? Faith No More Epic single.
Yeah. I'm assuming you picked it up.
Yeah, with cover. Got it. Yeah, I bought it for like £1 today. But yeah, so I was just in this, I was like,
it's nice
Epic
to actually see something that you've even heard of at a charity shop. Normally it's like some absolute garbage. But yeah.
I never go through the vinyls these days because every time you go near the vinyls in a secondhand shop, classical, you know, Cliff Richard, classical. It's just all shit. And the nerds always get in when they know when these people are getting ones in and they go through them and sieve through. It's just like going to a car boot sale. If you turn up 10 minutes after a car boot sale opens, the vinyl nerds will be there before you. They will go around all the stores and scope out where the vinyls are and then go through the vinyls before you've even got there. So don't even bother looking for vinyls at car boot sale because the nerds have been there
and then
they've got them all. All the good ones.
I don't want to say worse, but one step ahead of that is the vinyl fair itself, because the vinyl fair is run by the nerds and they know exactly what they've got. I remember going to them in the past and I'd be checking out like the serial number and then I'd look on my phone and they'd actually come over and say, "You're not looking on Discogs, are you?" Like checking out like the value of it and stuff. And if you said like they'd take the serious hump with you and they wouldn't want to sell you anything because they know that they're trying to make money. They're a business at the end of the day. But I'm not here to get ripped off.
Yeah, an old friend of mine done that as a job. He had a massive, I'm talking a whole room stacked, both sides, all of it just full of vinyl. And he would buy and sell, but he knew exactly what he was getting. I remember a story he was telling about him and his dad. They bought I think it was he knew all about everything. And it was a reggae single that they bought for like 30p.
Yeah.
And then sold for 300 quid.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Because, I mean, people were just going past it because no one knew what the fuck it was. But because he knew what it was, he was like, that's like that's hundreds of pounds right there. Just bang. Got it for like 30p or 50p or whatever. Yeah. Sold it for hundreds of pounds just because he knew. And there's people out there willing to pay these things, which is why my vinyl collection hasn't grown much in the last 2 or 3 years. Let's just say that, because vinyl now, it's come back in, which is great, but it's also made it super expensive.
Yeah, I see. I mean, the most expensive
I prefer the days.
I paid for one was £250. Was my most expensive purchase. For a bit of plastic.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no. These days, I'm not paying over 30 quid for a piece of vinyl. Yeah. Sorry, ain't happening.
Well, that's the thing. It's so painful because new releases are more than 35. 35 is probably the going rate. And to pay 30 quid for a new album, it's heartbreaking because I want to purchase it. I want to support the artist. I want that piece in my collection. But to pay that amount of money for a new album that's probably pressed on some dog shit plastic as well. Some dog shit vinyl. It's going to sound shit, but I just want it for my collection. I'm just not paying that money for it. I'll wait 6 years down the line and get it for a £5 off Discogs or something.
Yeah, just wait. Just wait. Oh, to be fair, last time I was in HMV, they were having vinyl sale where they were doing like 2 for a tenner. Yeah. That was amazing. Yeah. I was literally like, this is incredible. Like 2 for £10 or 2 for 15 or whatever, but it was like a really good deal. And it was all new vinyl, so it was like repressings of stuff. Yeah. But if there was an album that you liked that you didn't care about getting a repress, what's the difference? Yeah. Just get it. If you're going to listen to it, you don't want an original, you're going to listen to it. Who cares? Yeah. Just get it. So yeah. Big up HMV. But yeah, that was number 3. Number 4 is Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms. I could have gone with any Dire Straits album. Yeah. Today it's Brothers in Arms. It is just a absolutely stellar, incredible journey of an album. I remember listening to it with my granddad when I was very, very little. And then obviously sort of growing up and then falling in love with Dire Straits. And yeah, I mean, the sound quality, the production on that album now is just on par with anything that's come out these days. That and Michael Jackson's Bad, I would say, are two of the best sounding albums from the 80s where you can put them on and you're like, holy shit, the production on these, even though it was pretty much all analog, they'd only just started using computers to edit shit at that point. Fucking unreal now. Like, listen to the album, like, this new album sounds like dog shit. If you go back and listen to these albums, you're like, how are they doing this at that time? Yeah, like, unreal, the sound quality. And I love Mark Knopfler's guitar. I like that they started adding like saxophone and stuff, more piano based, and just how sort of experimental it is and poppy. Like at the time, it was a pop album, but if you listen to it now, it doesn't sound like it would be any type of popular music because it's got so many weird bits and songs on there. But then it was considered to be, like a pop rock album. It was one of the biggest albums of the 80s. So you must have that on vinyl, right?
Is that the one with the guitar on the front?
Yes.
Yeah. My dad's got it.
Yeah, good.
I haven't personally.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that's one of the... Because it's not rare, because there were like 50 million of them fucking printed at the time. Yeah. So you can get them for like a pound, like, you can get a really, really good original copy for like £6 in a vinyl shop because there's so many of them. But it's just one of those albums that I think every single vinyl and music lover should listen to and at least own if they like the album. Yeah, have it in your collection because you can stick it on and just go, this is really, really fucking good. But yeah, I love all Dire Straits albums. I wish I could take with me, but I would be happy to listen to Brothers in Arms over and over again just because it's so up. There's a slow song, a fast song, sad song, more synthy bass song. It's just so everywhere. Bases, it's
takes
interesting.
You on a journey kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And then ending with Brothers in Arms, and you can sit there and just rock back and forth and cry to just Mark Knopfler, just making that guitar just sing with those bluesy tones, man. Just yes, please.
Awesome. And you're saying that Dire Straits came from obviously you're saying your granddad and your mum as well. You mentioned earlier, didn't you? So it's nice that that's still in your top 5 after all these years.
Oh yeah, God yeah. I Dire Straits are still one of the bands that get to me, and they're probably one of the bands as well that I don't feel many emotions when I listen to music. And they're one of the bands that some of their songs really do actually genuinely make me feel things where I'm like, this guitar and this story that Mark Knopfler is telling me right now is doing things to me. Well, it's making me have feelings.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, just to cut back again, you're saying how an album could sound so good from that decade. It's just bizarre how they used to do it with purely just microphones. They didn't have sampling. They didn't have any this, that, or the other. It was literally just microphones, and it just sounded good. It's like an example that comes to mind: "Ramble On" by Led Zeppelin. How does that sound so good?
Yeah,
through a set of headphones as well. Like the way that the pan and everything is just awesome, and people struggle to do that now with like millions of pounds worth of technology.
I think the thing that blew my mind the most is when I watched. It was a Genesis. Not a documentary. They filmed them making the 1983 album Genesis, and it was just it's literally Phil Collins with a video camera, and he just passed it to people the whole time. It's really, really great. I think it's called Mama. It's on YouTube. But it was the first time I'd seen how they edited the songs, and because it's all on tape, they'd say, right, cut that bit. They'd mark where it is on the tape, pull the tape out, cut the tape with a razor blade, then stick the tape, the actual analog tape back together, then play it again, and that would be the edit. I was like, how are you being this precise with these edits? Like, what the fuck is happening here? And the thing about a tape is, the more you edit it and the more you use it, the more you
the more worn it is, the more damaged it gets.
You descale, you descale the how good the sound quality is. So I don't know how they made these 70s and 80s albums still sound so unbelievable. Although I was speaking to a guy, God, I can't remember his name, but when I put up the band stuff the other day, I was messaging to another guy who added us, and we were talking about their band had recorded on analog and digital as well. and he said that the analog recording was incredible because it sounded so good. So yeah, bands even now still want to record on analog just because it's expensive because computers are cheap, and recording analog is fucking super expensive because of what you have to do. But I'd love to do, just record one song analog. That would be wow. But you'd have to, the performance has to be perfect.
It does. Yeah.
Because you can't be cutting up that tape, man. You can't be doing all those edits. You can't, literally just press on it. Oh yeah, let's go.
Drag.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll just move that one over a bit.
None of that. No, so it makes you appreciate it more.
You can't
as
press
well,
quantize. You can't quantize the drums on a fucking tape. So you fuck up on the drums, you're out of time. You're out of time. It's as simple as that.
Going full Lars, you fucked it. I'd like to see Metallica's early cuts. Fucking hell. Run out of sellotape.
But back in the day, he was good.
Yeah, I suppose.
He could play.
It's a good job it's digital now.
They need it now.
It's actually easy drummer on the newest albums. Just press a button.
Hey, loads of bands I know, especially small bands, they don't record the drums for the recording.
Just do it live.
It's all programmed drums, dude. They just do it live. Yeah, that's why they always sound shit live. Because the fucking drummer can't play the songs. Yep. Welcome to modern music, everyone.
Take us back.
Fantastic.
Right. Do we have is it a final one? Is this the 5th album?
Yes, and the 5th album is Whitesnake's 1984.
Awesome album.
It's the year I was born.
Yeah.
The year I was born, but also, it's just unreal.
Yeah.
It's the solos, his vocals, man. I swear to God, David Coverdale was the most underrated singer of all time. The highs and just the tone that guy has is just unreal. The power, the pitch, just everything. It's unbelievable. And it's just a run of songs that, are just great. And they're always songs that make me want to you can't stay still to that album. You have to headbang or drum or do air guitar or sing. It's just, they just bring everything out of me, those songs. And I have vivid memories of Is This Love when I was a kid as well, in my dad's car very, very early. And then I have modern memories of walking on Bournemouth Beach when I used to go down at Christmas to see my sister. I used to go for a run from Bournemouth to Boscombe, that pier, then back to that pier. And I remember having that in my headphones, just seeing the waves crashing and having Whitesnake, Is This Love? It just, does something to me, man. Get emotional when they're in those moments. Standing there just looking at the ocean, just with Is This Love?
Oh,
that I'm feeling.
what a sexy tune,
I'm just like,
man.
oh man, this is too much for me, bro. I'm not sure if I can take it right now. Like those sorts of moments. Was
that with Steve Vai on guitar as well for that album?
No, he was on the next one.
Was he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But everything about that album.
The guitar work on it is still stellar. But he was on Slide It In, which is the one afterwards.
I mean, looking at it now, looking at the track listing, Still of the Night, Give Me All Your Love, Bad Boys, Is This Love, Here I Go Again, Straight for the Heart, Looking for Love, Children of the Night. It just goes on and on and on. It is, as you say, it's a stellar album. Yeah,
start to finish, that one. And sounds great on vinyl as well, and cheap to get.
Yeah.
If you want that album on vinyl, it won't cost you much because, again, it's sold so many copies. You can put yourself up an original for a tenner. Yeah. That'll be it. And it sounds great on vinyl as well. All Whitesnake does, but that album especially has that really great, late 80s when they figured out how to do analog and computer fucking really well. So again, it's a really great sounding album. But I love that. And think of it, dude. You're on a desert island.
Yeah.
Just be rocking out to Whitesnake, man. Just jumping, doing your best David Coverdale high pitch. It's great.
You'd have the long hair to go with it. It's awesome.
Yeah, long hair. Well, I probably, that would probably be the only way I'm going to grow a beard is if I got trapped on a desert island.
Can't imagine you with a big scraggly beard.
Yeah, it would look weird. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this hair, if I really tried, I would probably have big tash, big bit here, and loads here. Yeah. I just don't think there'd be any joiny bits. But there might be if it all gets long enough. I don't know.
We used to have a guy that lived round by us called the Ring Road Tramp. I think you might end up looking a bit like him. If there's anyone local that listens to this, you know exactly what I'm on about. He's just a dude that used to live in the middle of a ring road in a tent for decades.
Oh my God.
Anyway, you'd look like him.
Great. Thanks, man.
It's all right. You've aspired to this moment. You've arrived. So there you have it. There are your 5 albums. Can we get those listed one after the other, please?
Yes, I will do that for you. We have Genesis with Duke, Faith No More, Angel Dust, Meatloaf, Batter at Hell 2, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, and Whitesnake, 1984.
What a selection. Absolute perfection. I think I need to go and dive into my dad's vinyl collection because he's probably got every one of those, to be honest. And
I
might get
dude,
sticky
take
fingers
some
and
photos if you're going to flick through your dad's.
Honestly,
man.
mate,
Let's have
you'd
a look
love
at
it.
see what he's got, bro.
Well, I'm going to be there for Christmas, so I may get them out and I'll send you some pictures because it's all Genesis. You mentioned Bryan Adams a couple of times.
Yeah.
Anything like that. So I'll have a look over Christmas and I'll be sure to send you some pictures for sure.
And then accidentally take a few home. Just be like, oh
Yeah.
God, Dad, I'm so sorry. I so hear about some of your vinyls missing.
Well,
oh God.
I'd definitely like to think that's going to be part of my inheritance anyway. So.
Yeah, that's good actually. Yeah, you got to say to him, yeah, Dad, I am definitely taking these vinyls. 100%. They're coming with me.
Exactly.
Going to a good home.
Of course, they'll be
to a nice home. You'll listen to them. You'll enjoy them. You'll like them.
Exactly.
Do you know what my mum did with all her vinyls?
Go on.
In the 90s, when vinyls were basically seen as
Yeah,
bits of cardboard,
shit, yeah.
do you know what she done?
Go on.
Took all of the vinyls out of the sleeves, just put them in a box in the loft, so they all rotted, basically.
Oh.
Then she stapled the covers to her bedroom wall.
Oh man.
And I'm not even joking you. She had been building this collection since the 60s. And my mum wrecked all of her vinyls before I could even get my hands on them.
So there's some probably like proper holy grails that were stapled to that wall.
Yeah. And they were all done. All dusted before I could
Thing
even
is,
get
if
to
we
them.
all had hindsight like this, things wouldn't be rare, would they? That's the only thing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
Something now, someone in podcasting 20 years will be going, I can't believe those guys were throwing away whatever the fuck they were at the time.
That's it. Can't believe those guys were punching steak into the ground. It's like £300 for a steak now. But on about rare and not thinking about it, it's like they're only rare for a reason. The one that I spent 250 quid on was Master of Reality by Black Sabbath.
Oh,
and
it's a good album though. But
original
Jesus.
pressing, original sleeve, everything. But the reason it has value is because of the poster. Because obviously you get a poster, think I look good on my wall, staple it to the wall. Years go by, don't want that anymore. It goes in the bin. The rest of the vinyl doesn't go in the bin, but the poster does.
Yeah.
So the fact that it comes with the poster is why it holds its value. So
it's weird, isn't it? Like the vinyls are worth more as well. Some of them have the original cellophane, or they have a sticker.
Yeah.
Sometimes people peel the stickers off, but if you've got the original sticker, that makes it worth more money. There's so many fucking weird things when it comes to vinyl where you're like, now you're like, well, I definitely would have taken that sticker off at the time. Like, I don't want this sticker on the cover, although the sticker makes it worth more money, but you wouldn't know that at the time. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
That's something we should definitely do, is try and see when there's a vinyl fair on, whether it's local to myself or you, and then we'll do, in a weekend, we'll do charity shops, and then a vinyl fair, and then we'll do a haul at the end of the weekend. And we'll compare
that would be
and contrast
so
each
good.
other's purchases.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great idea for a video.
New Year video. You heard
Done.
it here first.
But there you go. Prepare yourselves for next year. We're going to go on a vinyl hunt.
There we go. Right. On that bombshell, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on. It's nice to actually be able to know who the fuck Simon Bond is. I still don't know, to be fair. I've known you how long now. But hopefully you've got to know him over the course of this podcast. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on. Where can people find you if they want to find you on the interwebs?
They can find me on YouTube, obviously, of course, Simon Bond, Fonzie _Simon on Instagram. Dear Download Podcast on all those as well. And they can find my new band, Ashes by Dawn, on Facebook and Instagram. Music and gigs to follow 2025.
Awesome. Exciting stuff. And we can't wait for that inaugural Ashes by Dawn gig, because there's going to be some heads banging and some recognisable faces.
Oh, don't come to the first one.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Come to like the third one.
Even if
come
it's
to
on
like
a
the third
fucking
one,
Monday
dude.
night, I'm going to be on the first one.
Let us warm up a bit first, man, before everyone comes and sees us.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to have my arms crossed, and I'm going to go, boo. Fuck these guys.
They're gonna be like, who is that fucking huge guy just standing there with his arms crossed, man? He was fucking scaring the shit out of me.
I'll be on the door.
Don't worry, that's just the local bouncer. He looks like the bouncer. He is the bouncer of the establishment.
There you go. If it's a side hustle, and if I get paid in merch, I don't know.
If the band takes off, I told you, you're security. Yeah. We already know that. You're in charge. You need to look after us.
I'll take it. Right. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you all for listening. I hope you've enjoyed. And until next time, I've been Stu and I've been with Simon. Say bye-bye, Simon.
Bye-bye, Simon.
I love it. I'm so glad you did that. Until next time, thank you very much. Trash Talkin